Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Matt, and today I want to talk about momentum in language learning. And momentum is so important, and while I don't think you should necessarily rely on momentum, I think it's very important to realize the power it can have over your language learning results, your progress, and so on and so forth. So, when we talk about momentum, right, this is the ease of being able to do something, right? In our case, it's language learning, the ease at which we can just sit down and do language learning, whether it's something that's hard or something we don't want to do. And I think it's really important to just try to think about it from like another perspective. So, for example, when you go to the gym a lot, it's very easy to go to the gym, right? It's very easy to go and exercise or run every single day when you're comfortable and you're used to it. You're used to the energy that you expend every single day at that workout. You're used to the time investment. You're used to the habit and routine of going to the gym or going to working out. It could be the same thing with, eating good food or bad food. That it's easier to do that when you don't really consume that bad food or whatever it is. And it's the same thing with language learning. So, the more that you do language learning, the more that you do some of those tasks that you don't like to do, the easier it is. So, for example, if you're someone that maybe struggles to get a routine going with language learning, you're very inconsistent, really consider trying to build a habit, build a routine with language learning, because what you'll find is that once you kind of invest that time, you're used to putting in that time and energy into language learning, you start to get this momentum. And when you have momentum, it's just so easy to keep going and making more results. It's easier to ramp up the amount of study that you put in. It's easier to just do the language learning every single day. It's easier to get motivated to learn vocabulary, learn grammar, or whatever it is. But not only that, though, when you have momentum, your results really start to multiply quite a bit, right? Because you're investing that time in, because you already have that momentum, it's really helping you to learn even more, right? You have this kind of energy behind you that's helping you to learn more words, to learn more grammar, to put more time in, because you already have this momentum. You're not facing this resistance from getting started to doing this task that maybe you're not very motivated to do, where you don't have that much energy and effort. And I think it's really big because when you have momentum, it really just helps you to be consistent with your language learning and just have a ton of results overall. And because language learning takes a long time, I think it's important to be consistent, in that momentum, that ease at which it is to do language learning can really help you quite a bit in the end of the day. So when I think about momentum in some of the categories with language learning, let's just take a look at this. So for example, with vocabulary acquisition, I think that having momentum can be so massive. Just committing to doing vocabulary like SRS flashcards every single day can be huge, right? You're acquiring new words every single day. You're exposed to new words. You're getting your existing words that you're familiar with stronger in your kind of longer term memory. Doing something like vocabulary every single day has a massive impact on your overall progress from a momentum perspective. Same thing goes for grammar. If you just can have that momentum to do grammar review just for 5 or 10 minutes every single day, especially on a topic that you're struggling with, it can really help you to eventually kind of get that material a lot better in your head, and for it to just kind of come to you a lot more naturally and a lot more quicker. Same goes for listening. This is something that's so easy to do. I think that if you practice listening every single day in the morning or whatever, you're putting in a lot of time into listening to get really good at it. And if you kind of have that habit, have that momentum, it's going to help you to reach compelling content, whether it's Netflix series or whatever, a lot quicker than if you don't put in that time. And so when you have that ease of that momentum, when you're just used to doing listening every single day, when you work out, when you're getting ready for work or whatever it is, that can really be a big difference maker. Same goes for speaking. If you practice speaking once a week, that's good. But, if you start putting in a lot of time, a lot of effort, you're going to notice that you're starting to make a lot less mistakes. It's easier for you to practice more in speaking. You're going to be making so much more progress and just having a lot more results. So, I think the big main point here is that, don't overlook the power of momentum and that consistency and that routine, because when you have momentum on your side, it's just so much easier to do language learning. It's so much easier to be motivated. It's going to help you to have a lot more progress and get to your goals a lot quicker. And at on the same side of things, if you find yourself losing momentum, maybe you're scaling your language learning back, you're getting a little bit less motivated, you're missing your goals more often, consider trying to build that momentum back up, because when you're starting to lose momentum, it's the same kind of thing but in reverse. And the thing about it is it can be very difficult to build that momentum back up. It can be hard to get back into that habit of things. So if you find yourself losing momentum, really try to get it back, because if you can, ideally, you want to have that on your side versus it being against you. So that's what I had to say on the subject. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.